This time, on the boat, 59, a mixed bag. We see Christ the Redeemer, perched on the top of the hillside, but it's not Brazil. We look at how we anchor, some of the tips and tricks that we use. A great tip for those of you with sail drives, and a few tips on getting out of tight spaces. We continue our journey southwards down the west side of Italy. We've passed Naples now and we're well on our way. Last time you saw us at Agripoli. Our first stop is Palante. Now this is a quiet anchorage. Although there's a bit of a holiday camp there, it's free and we anchored for 4 days. Lots of people ask us why we don't do longer passages, and we could, but it's not fair to ask Oscar to go on his green mat instead of going ashore. He much prefers being on the dinghy and getting his legs stretched every day on shore.
Hello, Oscar. Good morning. Hello, Ozzy. He's in. Good old Oscar.
Oscar's running around like a bleeding puppy again. That's the dog that was at death's door 2 weeks ago. This olive tree here's 300 years old, reputedly. Still producing olives though. This is the mountain behind us that we can see from the boat. Social distancing for cars. Another ancient olive tree. So this olive grove here, and in particular these 2 trees, are even older, we're told. So these ones are 300 years old, and the other side of this, well, what was a fence, which is now on the floor, is an ancient olive grove where the trees are older. Amazing. See if we can get near to one. Look at that. Across the bridge. Ways out to sea. So we didn't use the facilities there, but we did go into the bar in the morning and have a coffee, and in the evening for a beer. We continued down the coast looking for a decent anchorage, but couldn't find one, and in the end we ended up in a marina. It was very picturesque, but incredibly hot for 2 days, but cheap at €30 a night compared with others we've been to.
Okay, so we have found a stunning little marina. It's a tiny little village and a port actually, but hills in the background. It's boiling, scorching hot today. We've got a huge backdrop, statue of Jesus up there, a bit like Rio de Janeiro. Here are all the tiny little local fishing boats. You'll see in a minute where the transit boats are, where we all tied up last night. But this is a bit about boat life. These are the local Italian day boats. Oh, that must be Cindy on a liveaboard boat. A little bit of washing hanging on the line, things hanging off. There's a sup board standing there, and here's our washing. Not quite an automatic machine. It's 2 buckets, a plunger and a hose. That's what it looks like. And Phil and Dean are up there. That's Sid just going off to settle up last night's dinner. And this is Eternité. So, just to let you know, life in Italy continues.
Okay, so this isn't a particularly tight berth, but you can see we're going out nice and slowly, watching for the fenders not tangling on Eternité. Once we're past the bow of Eternité, we then give a blip of throttle with the port hand down, and that spins the back of the boat out into the Marina. And you'll see in the lower left hand corner the thrust going over the rudder and pushing us out. There it goes. That gives us a lot of turning power. If you'd like to see more descriptive videos or some diagrams, or just know the way that we do it, then why not put something in the comments? Let us know what you'd like to see. Sailing today. So here we are motor sailing. The wind is, well, 3 knots and 35 degrees apparent. If you sail on edge, you get used to having, well, wonky winds. But even motor sailing, you can get a bit of an assist from your sails. Okay, the angle's not great for us, and you can see the numbers aren't great either. But we've close hauled the sails, pull the main in first, and just get it roughly in position. And then use your cars, your Genoa cars, to pull the back edge of the sail in, higher up, create lift. You can then adjust the main sail to get the slot between the 2 sails exactly right. Now this gives you a little bit of extra stability, as well as probably a knot or knot and a half extra speed. And of course you'll have to keep adjusting them as you go. If you want to see something from us on sail trimming, proper sail trimming, put something in the comments and we'll do a whole video on it. So here we are coming into an anchorage to anchor for the evening. We've had a half decent sail and we're now looking for somewhere to put the anchor down for the night and walk Oscar. So the first thing we do is Cindy goes and undoes the anchor. We have a check line on the anchor so that should something happen the anchor can't actually fall over. We don't run over our anchor chain. We're coming in behind Teasy, we've got good depth, and we're then going to turn round into the wind alongside them or just slightly forward of them. so that when we drop our anchor, we'll fall back parallel to them. We'll check with them how much chain they've got out, and then as the boats move, we'll all move in unison. We'll make sure that the distance between us and TZ is less than the amount of anchor chain that we've got out, so that should we turn independently for some reason, we won't run over their anchor chain or tie it round our prop or round our rudder. But more importantly, we won't go into them. Now we use hand signals, and Cindy's telling me that I've got 10 metres of chain out now. We're gently dropping back on the chain, and I'm controlling the anchor windlass from the cockpit. Cindy's readying the snubber, so that once the chain is out, 20 metres or so, she gives me the signal, and what I'll do is just very slowly get the boat back and tighten the chain. We're not going to drive the anchor in yet. Once Cindy's readied the bridle, we'll change jobs. Cindy comes back to the helm, and I'll go forwards and make sure that the bridle is tight, and she will then put the engine in reverse at about 1800 RPM and drive the anchor home hard. As the anchor bites, I'm looking for the chain vibrating, a sign that it's on a stony bottom or hasn't held. I'll then pay out another 2 metres of chain so that the bridle is taking the weight of the chain and not our bow roller. Then we'll come back down the boat, putting the fenders out, just in case somebody else bashes into us. Fenders only work when they're outside the boat. Once that's done, we'll mark our position on our plotter, watch it for 10 minutes or so, and if everything's alright, we'll then set an anchor alarm. Of course, and then straight after that, it's time for the obligatory arrival beer. So here we go, another top tip for all you cruisers and liveaboards. One set of fins. Yep, they're called fins, they're not called flippers. You have to pay a fine if you call them a flipper. One good quality tempered glass silicone mask. A good wide headband like this one. And this one we got in Future Ventura years ago, really good. And a long bottle brush. So the bottle brush, this end you can use for pushing up the sail drive where your water goes into your engine, clean out any shells or barnacles or anything that's in there. You can also push it through the intake holes on the side of the sail drive, and then you can clean out the sail drive internally. Let's show you a diagram of where you clean the sail drive on your water intake. So this is our 130S sail drive. It has 3 holes facing forward either side where water goes up through the leg. But what you probably don't know is, as well as those 3 holes on either side that frequently block up, there's a hole at the bottom, and you can use that hole for rodding out any barnacles or sea life that's congregated in there.
Hello.
Hi everyone. So for patrons, you're watching us in almost real time. We are anchored in a bay just off the west coast of Italy, down south, and we're actually only about 60 miles from Stromboli. We're hoping to do a night sail past Stromboli, find a nice anchorage on the islands down there, and if we can get some video of it erupting, even better.
A bit scary.
But it's alright. Plastic burns really quick anyway. Got a fire extinguisher, we'll be alright.
Oh, is it in date?
Oh, is it in date? Oh yeah, health and safety. Okay, so that's where we are now. We're anchored in a very open bay. It's a bit bouncy. We were going to do this outside, but it's also blowing about 8 or 10 knots, and the microphones won't pick it up. But instead, we have to contest with
sunlight. The boat's moving around,
busting through the skylights and that.
But it is lovely and sunny out.
It is lovely and sunny. It's been really, really nice couple of weeks. And today's the first day that we've had to motor, well, nearly all day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But hey ho.
Well, we motor sailed. I mean, we did at one point get some wind and had a little bit of an assistance, but mostly it's motoring.
Mostly it's motoring, but we leave the main up. It gives us a little bit of stability.
I think Oscar likes the sails out more anyway.
Yeah, I think
he
does.
freaks out a bit when the engine's just running continuously.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
So.
Okay, well, so hope you like the hints and tips, and we'll do more of them. If you talk to us, tell us what you want down there in the bottom, and also like and subscribe. But most of all, please share our videos. We make very, very little money from YouTube. In fact, next to nothing. So the only way for us to get money back for making these videos is by you sharing them. So share them with your friends and your family and your sailing clubs, and share those hints and tips. Sunbeam.
I've got the razor sun on me.
Okay.
Big thank you to all our Patreons. We really appreciate your help. If you'd like to join our Patreon crew, please click on the link below. You can join for as little as £3 a month.
Yeah, there's a description down.
Get your fingers out.
Down there.
We're on camera.
And you just click on the link, takes you to our Patreon page. It really helps us to keep making these videos, upgrade our equipment, and of course pay for the data it needs to upload to various places around the world as we travel. Anyway, that's it for us for this week. We'll see you all again next week, and until then,
Sail safe.
sail safe. Bye.
Bye.